It may surprise you, in fact, it may deeply concern you, to learn that regularly eating the wrong types of nuts can increase your risk of cardiovascular disease by as much as 48%. And if you're over 60, that statistic becomes even more important. Now, this isn't just speculation. This figure comes from long-term studies published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, and the results are clear. Certain everyday nuts, the kind sitting quietly in your kitchen right now, may be quietly raising your blood pressure, triggering inflammation, blocking your arteries, and even worsening cognitive decline. It sounds scary, and it should, because many seniors eat these nuts daily, believing they're healthy. But there's one nut in particular, and we'll reveal it later, that's been linked to a dangerous chemical that, when consumed frequently, may damage your kidneys, liver, and brain. The shocking part? This nut is often promoted as healthy in low-carb and keto circles. It's likely already sitting in your pantry or snack bowl, quietly doing more harm than good to your aging body. But don't worry, in today's video, we're going to give you the most complete, senior-focused guide to nut consumption. We'll walk you through the 4 best nuts that support heart health, brain performance, digestion, and bone strength. And then, just as importantly, we'll show you the 4 nuts you should avoid at all costs, especially if you're over the age of 60. Some of these bad nuts are deceptively marketed as health foods, and yet they could be sabotaging your health goals in ways you'd never suspect. And please, watch all the way through to the end, because the most dangerous nut of all has a hidden side effect that's not widely discussed, and it could be silently harming your health without you ever realizing it. Now, before we dive in, do me a favor. Like this video and subscribe to our channel so we can continue bringing you the best science-backed health tips for older adults. And tell us in the comments, where are you watching from today? All right, let's begin. Here are the 4 nuts seniors should eat daily, starting with one that's a true bone-strengthening powerhouse. Nut number 4, almonds, the bone-strengthening powerhouse. Let's start with almonds, a nut that does much more than just offer a satisfying crunch. For older adults, almonds are an essential ally in the battle against bone loss, constipation, and even oxidative brain damage. As we age, our bones naturally become more porous and fragile. This process accelerates after the age of 65, which increases the risk of falls, fractures, and reduced mobility. That's where almonds shine. Just a quarter cup of almonds per day delivers around 97 milligrams of calcium, a critical mineral for maintaining bone density. But that's not all. Almonds are also rich in vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that helps reduce bone inflammation and oxidative stress throughout the body. And here's something many seniors don't know. Almonds also contain magnesium, which plays a crucial role in guiding calcium to where it's truly needed, your bones, rather than clogging your arteries. Think of magnesium as the traffic cop directing calcium to the right place. And if you're concerned about heart health, almonds deliver there too. Their high levels of monounsaturated fats help reduce harmful LDL cholesterol levels, a key risk factor for heart disease as we age. Now, let's talk about digestion. Did you know that about 40% of older adults suffer from chronic constipation? Almonds contain around 3.5 grams of fiber per serving, making them one of the best natural options for maintaining regularity. And for brain health, researchers at Tufts University found that almonds help protect brain cells from oxidative damage, the kind that's associated with cognitive decline in older age. But here's a tip. Choose almonds with the skin still on. The skin contains flavonoids that, when combined with vitamin E, double the antioxidant activity of the nut. Seniors should aim for 15 to 20 almonds per day, raw or dry roasted, and make sure they're unsalted to avoid excess sodium, and always chew them thoroughly. For anyone with swallowing difficulties or dental issues, Almond butter is a safer alternative that still delivers the same health benefits. Nut number 3, walnuts, your brain's best friend. Next up are walnuts. It's nature's brain-shaped gift to your brain. There's a reason walnuts are often referred to as one of the top brain foods. They're loaded with alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that helps protect and repair the neural membranes in your brain. For seniors, this is a game changer. You see, as we age, the brain's ability to transmit signals slows down, a process that affects everything from memory to problem solving. But regular walnut consumption has been shown to boost cognitive function, improve mental flexibility, and even help prevent Alzheimer's disease and dementia. In a recent study published in the Journal of Nutrition, seniors who ate just 1.5 ounces of walnuts per day for 8 weeks showed significant improvements in processing speed and mental agility. Walnuts also contain polyphenolic compounds that directly reduce inflammation in brain tissue and can even cross the blood-brain barrier, a rare and powerful benefit. But the advantages don't stop there. Walnuts naturally contain melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep cycles. As you may know, melatonin levels drop with age, leading to insomnia or poor quality sleep in many seniors. A small handful of walnuts before bed may improve both sleep duration and quality. On the cardiovascular side, walnuts are high in arginine, an amino acid that supports blood vessel flexibility. This helps improve circulation and makes blood pressure medications more effective for those already managing hypertension. Try to eat 7 to 9 walnut halves per day. Keep them refrigerated to preserve the delicate oils and prevent spoilage. If the mild bitterness bothers you, remember, it's a sign of their powerful antioxidant content. Nut number 2, pistachios, a natural blood pressure regulator. Now, let's talk about pistachios, the little green nut that might just be the most underrated option for seniors. What makes pistachios stand out? First, their potassium content. A single ounce offers around 285 milligrams of potassium, a mineral that's essential for balancing fluids, reducing sodium levels, and maintaining healthy blood pressure. Unlike many salty snacks, pistachios are naturally low in sodium and help prevent salt accumulation in the kidneys, a growing concern for older adults. In fact, studies show that regular pistachio consumption can lower systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points. Similar to some prescription medications, but without the side effects. But that's not all. Pistachios are also rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids that protect your macula, the part of your eye responsible for central vision. This makes pistachios one of the few foods that directly combat age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in seniors. Plus, pistachios are gentle on the teeth. Unlike harder nuts that can cause damage to dental work, pistachios are soft enough to chew safely, even for those with bridges, crowns, or gum sensitivity. Their unique green and purple coloring comes from antioxidants that fight free radicals, which contribute to aging, joint pain, and cellular damage. And here's something fascinating. Because they're sold in shells, shelling pistachios slows down your eating and provides a mindful experience. According to the International Journal of Obesity, seeing the empty shells helps people eat less while still feeling satisfied, a useful trick for anyone watching their weight. Aim for 49 pistachios a day or about 1 ounce. Choose unsalted or lightly salted varieties, and look for half-open shells if you have arthritis or hand stiffness. Nut number 1, Brazil nuts, a small nut. With a huge impact on thyroid health, topping our list are Brazil nuts, a creamy, rich nut that plays a critical role in thyroid function, metabolism, and cellular aging. What makes Brazil nuts so special is their incredibly high selenium content. Just one Brazil nut contains about 96 micrograms of selenium, or 137% of your daily requirement, And for older adults, that's vital because up to 20% of seniors have thyroid issues, often undiagnosed, and selenium is a key nutrient that helps convert thyroid hormones into their active form. Low thyroid function can cause fatigue, weight gain, mood swings, and brain fog, symptoms many people mistake for just aging. But Brazil nuts help counter that. They also support myelin health, the protective coating around nerves, which can decline over time, affecting reflexes and mental clarity. Unlike synthetic selenium supplements, the selenium in Brazil nuts is organically bound, which makes it easier for your body to absorb and use. And there's more. Brazil nuts have a creamy texture that makes them satisfying even in small amounts. Their healthy fats, fiber, and natural oils help improve digestion and ease constipation, a common issue for many older adults. They're also rich in antioxidants that protect your DNA. Recent research shows Brazil nuts may help slow down the shortening of telomeres, which are caps on your chromosomes linked to cellular aging. Because they are so potent, seniors should eat just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day, no more. Buy them in their shell if possible, and store in the refrigerator to preserve their nutrients and prevent rancidity. Now that we've explored the 4 best nuts to support your aging heart, strengthen your bones, sharpen your memory, and even improve your sleep, it's time we talk about the other side of the story. Because not all nuts are created equal. In fact, some of the most common nuts, the kind you might be tossing into your cereal, snacking on during TV time, or blending into your healthy trail mix, may actually be doing more harm than good, especially after the age of 60. Yes, even though these nuts are often marketed as nutritious and included in so-called health food plans, research shows that certain types can trigger chronic inflammation, which worsens arthritis and joint pain, elevate bad cholesterol, LDL, and blood pressure, disrupt your digestive health and nutrient absorption, interfere with critical medications commonly prescribed to seniors, and in some cases, even increase the risk of memory loss or cancer. Many seniors eat these nuts out of habit, or worse, under the impression that they're doing something good for their health. But unfortunately, when consumed regularly, these particular nuts can silently sabotage your well-being, one bite at a time. What makes this especially dangerous is that the effects are subtle at first. A little more joint stiffness, a little more forgetfulness, a slight increase in blood pressure. But over time, these symptoms can snowball into much more serious issues, things like cardiovascular complications, digestive distress, or worsening cognitive decline. And remember, as we grow older, our metabolism slows down, our detoxification systems weaken, and our nutrient absorption becomes less efficient. That means the same food you tolerated in your 40s or 50s might now be quietly harming your body in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. That's why it's absolutely critical for older adults to be selective about which nuts to enjoy and which ones to avoid entirely, even if they're popular, convenient, or widely available. In this next section, we'll reveal the 4 nuts that seniors should limit or cut out completely, based on how they affect the aging body. These are the ones that may increase inflammation, spike blood sugar, harm your liver or kidneys, or disrupt the effectiveness of your prescriptions. One of these nuts, in particular, has been strongly linked to exposure to mold-based toxins, and another can interfere with your body's ability to digest protein, a serious issue considering how important protein is for muscle strength, immunity, and recovery as we age. So stay with us, because this next part could help you avoid long-term damage you didn't even realize was happening. Let's begin with the first one, a nut that nearly everyone eats, but few realize is not even a real nut at all. Nut number 4, peanuts, the inflammatory imposter. Let's start with one of the most commonly eaten and widely misunderstood foods in America, the peanut. Despite the name, peanuts are not actually nuts. They're legumes, which means they grow underground and carry a very different nutritional profile. Now, why does that matter? because growing underground exposes peanuts to a particular kind of mold, which can produce a toxin called aflatoxin, a dangerous compound that, when consumed regularly, has been linked to liver damage and even cancer. This is especially troubling for older adults, as our bodies become less efficient at detoxifying harmful substances with age. But mold isn't the only concern. Peanuts are also known to trigger low-grade inflammation in many people, even if they don't have a full-blown allergy. For seniors, this is especially harmful, since inflammation can worsen joint pain, accelerate cardiovascular disease, and potentially contribute to cognitive decline. Another hidden danger? Peanuts are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, and when these aren't balanced with omega-3s, they can tip your body into an inflammatory state. Unfortunately, most American diets already contain far too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3, making peanuts a poor choice for those trying to age well. Here's another issue doctors often overlook. Peanuts contain vitamin K, which can interfere with blood-thinning medications like warfarin. This can either reduce the medication's effectiveness or increase the risk of bleeding, a dangerous and often undiscussed interaction. And if you're eating commercial peanut butter, that's even worse. Most popular brands are loaded with added sugars, hydrogenated oils, and extra sodium, which is a big concern for the 63% of seniors living with high blood pressure. Even natural peanut butter isn't completely safe. Peanuts go rancid more quickly than other nuts due to their high oil content, which can release harmful free radicals that damage cells. And during commercial roasting, peanuts can form acrylamide, a compound that may have negative effects on brain health and memory, two areas already vulnerable in older adults. If you've been eating peanuts for years without symptoms, it might not seem like a big deal, but even subtle damage adds up over time. Try replacing peanuts with walnuts or almonds just a few times a week and pay attention to how your joints, digestion, and energy improve. Nut number 3, cashews, the blood sugar and bone thief. Next on the list is cashews, a nut that many people think is healthy, but one that comes with hidden dangers for older adults. Here's what you need to know. Compared to most tree nuts, cashews are higher in carbohydrates, about 9 grams per ounce, and they have a higher glycemic impact. That means cashews can spike blood sugar levels, especially in seniors who already have diabetes or prediabetes, which affects nearly 1 in 2 adults over 65. Many seniors enjoy cashews because of their creamy texture and sweet flavor, but that smooth shape also makes them one of the easiest nuts to accidentally choke on. This is no small risk. Older adults often have reduced saliva production or swallowing difficulties due to medication side effects or muscle weakening. Cashews are among the most frequently aspirated nuts in emergency room reports. Cashews also contain oxalates, compounds that bind to calcium in your gut. This interferes with your body's ability to absorb calcium, which is especially problematic for seniors who already struggle with osteoporosis or low bone density. Even worse, oxalates can increase the risk of kidney stones, particularly in adults over 60. There's also a hidden issue with how cashews are processed. To make them edible, cashews must go through an extensive roasting and steaming process to remove a toxic oil called urushiol, the same chemical found in poison ivy. Unfortunately, this heavy processing strips the nut of many of its beneficial nutrients, leaving behind a snack that's less nutritious than it appears. Many cashews sold in stores are also salted and oil roasted, which loads them with extra sodium and unhealthy fats that can worsen high blood pressure, heartburn, or digestive problems. And here's another issue rarely mentioned. Cashews contain enzyme inhibitors that may make it harder for seniors to digest and absorb protein, which is already a concern for older adults dealing with muscle loss or poor digestion. Because cashews are easy to overeat, high in carbs and low in fiber, they're not an ideal daily snack for aging bodies. If you love the flavor, Try switching to a small amount of almond butter or opt for walnuts to satisfy that creamy, rich texture in a healthier way. Nut. Number 2. Macadamia nuts. High in calories, hard on the gallbladder. Macadamia nuts have a buttery, irresistible taste, but for seniors, they can come at a high cost. These nuts are the most calorie-dense nut available, with nearly 200 calories per ounce, and contain about 22 grams of fat, much of which is saturated fat. While a little healthy fat is great for the heart and brain, excessive saturated fat can raise LDL, bad cholesterol levels, which many older adults are already trying to lower. Metabolism slows naturally with age, and that makes it easier to gain weight, even when you're eating what seems like a small portion. This weight gain can increase the risk of diabetes, joint problems, and cardiovascular strain. But macadamias also pose a hidden risk to the gallbladder. Their high fat content can overwhelm this small organ, especially in older adults who have gallbladder dysfunction or silent gallstones, which is surprisingly common. These nuts are also extremely hard and dense, making them a hazard for crowns, bridges, dentures, or weakened enamel. For seniors with fragile dental structures, biting into a macadamia nut can easily crack a tooth or dislodge dental work. Another issue? Cost and storage. Macadamias are one of the most expensive nuts, which may push seniors on a budget to buy lower quality versions that are rancid or poorly stored, leading to oxidized fats that contribute to inflammation and cellular damage. Most commercially available macadamias are also salted and oil roasted, which increases sodium intake and adds damaged fats, both of which strain the heart. If you're eating macadamias regularly, consider switching to pistachios. They offer a better nutritional profile, more fiber, and significantly fewer calories, making them a smarter and safer choice for senior health. Nut number 1, pine nuts, a dangerous disruptor for medication and appetite. At the top of our worst nuts list are pine nuts, a small seed with big risks, especially for those over 60. One of the most alarming facts about pine nuts is their potential to interact with medications. These tiny seeds contain compounds that may interfere with over 60% of the medications commonly prescribed to older adults, including blood pressure meds, statins, and antidepressants. Yet, many seniors are never warned about this risk by their doctors or pharmacists. What's worse, pine nuts are known to trigger something called pine mouth syndrome, a bizarre condition where you develop a strong metallic taste in your mouth that can last for days or even weeks. It may sound minor, but for seniors, this can lead to loss of appetite, which is dangerous in a population already at risk for unintentional weight loss and malnutrition. According to studies, up to 42% of people who develop pine mouth syndrome experience significant drops in body weight, and older adults seem to be more vulnerable, likely due to changes in taste receptors and slower detoxification processes that come with aging. Pine nuts also have high levels of polyunsaturated fats, which oxidize quickly and form inflammatory compounds. For seniors managing conditions like arthritis, IBS, or cardiovascular disease, this inflammation can worsen symptoms or lead to flare-ups. Their small size and slippery texture also make them a choking risk, especially for those with dry mouth caused by medications, a problem that affects over 70% of seniors taking multiple prescriptions. On top of that, pine nuts contain enzyme inhibitors that can interfere with protein digestion, which is already a challenge for older adults with reduced stomach acid or digestive efficiency. Some varieties of pine nuts may also contain compounds that accelerate age-related macular degeneration, which is the leading cause of vision loss in seniors. If you enjoy pesto, which often contains pine nuts, try switching to a walnut-based version instead. You'll protect your eyes, support better digestion, and avoid the serious risks associated with pine nuts. So there you have it. The 4 best nuts that can strengthen your bones, support your heart, protect your brain, and help you sleep better. And the four worst nuts that may silently increase your risk of inflammation, blood pressure spikes, digestive issues, and even interfere with the very medications you rely on every day. As we get older, our food choices matter more than ever. Every bite we take can either work for us, helping us stay active, sharp, and independent, or against us, slowly undermining our health without us even noticing. And the truth is, you don't have to overhaul your whole diet to feel better. Even small, consistent changes, like switching your daily handful of cashews to almonds or replacing pine nut pesto with walnut pesto, can lead to real, noticeable improvements in how you move, think, and feel. At Trusted Senior Health, we're here to make nutrition simple, science-based, and tailored for your stage of life. You don't need fads or extremes. You just need the right information applied consistently. Now, it's your turn. Tell us in the comments. Have you ever noticed a difference in your energy, digestion, or joint pain when you added or removed certain nuts from your diet? We'd love to hear your experience, because every story you share helps another viewer feel less alone on their health journey. Also, let us know where you're watching from, and if this video helped you, type "healthy" in the comments. We read every response and improve based on your feedback. And don't forget, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video, packed with practical tips to help you stay strong, sharp, and healthy well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Until next time, stay well, stay informed, and as always, thank you for trusting us with your health.